Greetings everyone, and welcome to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past. This was released in 1991, 1992 by Nintendo. Our hero this time is going to be Ralph, if only to explain what he's been up to all this time. Let's get to it! Yeah, sure, like we're gonna listen to this guy. Alright, welcome to Link to the Past. This is actually one of the shortest games in the series, so this is actually not gonna be a very long LP, which is why I'm not making it its own LP. I'm making it kind of a bonus to what I'm already doing. So, we got ourselves a lamp, and we don't need that heart. Alright, so from what you can gather from the plots, the Princess Zelda is trapped in the dungeon of the castle, and there's somebody there trying to break the seal of the 7 wise men or some other such nonsense. We're not really concerned with that. The primary goal of this game is rescuing the princess. It's really all you gotta do. Ralph hates fucking signs. Yeah, sure, whatever you say there, Mr. Guard. Alright, so this is released on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. It's the only Zelda game on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. So we see a big upgrade from some of the previous titles in graphics, sound quality, all that kind of stuff. Now, I think a lot of people hate this game because the original version of it is very short. There's not really much gameplay involved. And I think that's why it gets a ton of bad reviews. But the developers listen to that, and they release later versions of the game that have much more content and are a little more, you know, with extra things into it. I guess you could say it's the first downloadable content in any series. But I'm not concerned with extras. I'm just concerned with playing the original game the way it was meant to be played. Also, bushes make a very effective weapon. Who knew? Well, I did. They actually make good weapons in almost every Zelda game. Alright, so we are in Hyrule Castle. We just snuck in through the sewer, found our uncle there. He pretty much passed his sword and shield onto us and said, go save the princess, so that's what we're going to do. All of the guards here are apparently, I don't know, they've gone mad or something. They've gone evil. They're letting this kid hang around with a sword and kill them. I guess you would say that they're not very competent guards. Alright, so the obvious place for a dungeon is in the basement, and that's why we're headed down here. Look, we got a map. I'm not going to be using it. Screw maps. You know how I feel about maps. They're unnecessary. Alright, the blue guards are stronger than the green guards. They take 1 extra hit, but knocking them off the platform with a pot is also a pretty effective method of killing them, as is just cracking them with the pot outright. Now, this Zelda game is pretty interesting in the fact that it introduced a lot of the multi-layer dungeons without going to a second floor. There's like half floors that you can go to, like going up these steps here. It added a whole new dimension to the game that didn't exist previously. And hey, look, we got a boomerang. Alright, the boomerang is used to stun enemies. It's not really a necessary item in the game. It's actually kind of optional, but I don't have any magic oil for my lamp, so we'll be using the boomerang. In fact, they didn't even put magic oil in this game. I don't understand why they give you a lantern, and they don't even give you the equipment to use it. Also, you may notice at the top that there's little icons for bombs and arrows, but there's no bombs or arrows in this game anywhere. I don't understand. Anyway, we've already reached our goal. There's the princess, so all we gotta do is beat this guy here. He's kind of the final boss of the game. As you can see, he's pretty tough, but using our boomerang, which is the optional weapon, we can stun him, which makes him much simpler. For a tougher challenge, you could try beating him without the boomerang. I suggest it. It's pretty fun. Anyway, we have saved the princess! Awesome. See what I mean about being such a short game? Now, all we have to do now is get out of the castle and rescue the Triforce, which apparently is about to be corrupted by the evil king, but we're not going to let that happen, so let's get the hell out of here. Oh, and I only have a heart and a half left. This is another one of those Zelda games where you don't really get that much life, and in fact, they don't even give you any pieces of heart or heart containers in this game at all. You're pretty much stuck with 3 hearts for the whole game. And I don't know why they did that. Those wacky game designers. I guess they're just trying fresh new ideas. You know what? I forgot to save. I need to save the game because I'm worried that I might run into that... there's some guy hanging around here, and he's pretty deadly. And I need to save before I do it, so... Pardon the interruption, folks. We'll get back to the game right now. Alright. Oh, this guy came back. Holy shit. Alright, well, the best thing we can do is climb under the floor here. And we're just going to make our way north. Watch out for this guy. He can try and stab you while you're hanging out under the floorboards. This is that secret path that the princess was talking about. She knows how to get under the floorboards of the castle, and you can make your way through the rooms, sneaking in and out, making sure that the guards don't capture you. Ew, those are some nasty-looking curtains. There's a bunch of new enemies that you see here, but we don't actually have to fight them, so I guess maybe they're in there just to showcase them. I don't know why the designers put them in there. They also have a lot of empty rooms. This was kind of the problem that I noticed in Link's Awakening. I don't even know what's going on there. I don't know what they were thinking. Alright, so anyway, we're getting pretty close to the Triforce. Oh, there, as you can see, we are under the floorboards. Hello. Alright, this room has got some, this is the guy I was worried about. It's got some giant, like, pig man. I don't know what he's doing. He's in here having a dance party or something. But we can peek out from under the floorboards. He actually can't hurt us while we're down here. We're not really interested in this guy. All we're really interested in is going up here to gather the Triforce. Make sure that that pig guy doesn't get it. So while he was distracted with his dance party, we've come in and grabbed the Triforce. Now, I know you're all probably wondering why on earth someone would publish such a game that can be beaten so quickly. And, you know, I think it was more of like a beta test, like, to show off the game, what it would look like on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. Like, throw this baby into 16 bits and let's see what comes out. So it was kind of more, you know, like a showcase, I think. So, like I said, they released later versions of it with more content. You actually have the option to fight that pig guy for some reason. If you ever wanted to interrupt his dance party, you could. But that's not really necessary. Yeah, he wanted to conquer the world. The pig guy's name is Ganon, by the way. If you didn't know anything about the Legend of Zelda series, his whole goal was trying to get a hold of this Triforce, and what they've been saying here is that if someone holds the Triforce and makes an evil wish, then evil will swath the land, but good wishes will overcome evil. So I guess it's Ralph's turn to make a good wish. Don't waste it. We all know what you want to wish for, Ralph. It's not happening. One point of note also is that the princess didn't follow us into this room. Now, I wonder why that happened. You know, we saved her, and I guess we just left her under the floorboards in the room with Ganon, dancing around on the top. I can't say that's very safe, but I don't know. I guess it's alright. So that's it. We have returned the king back to power in Hyrule Castle. These are all the things we wished for, by the way. We wished for the king to have his power restored. Oh, there's Zelda. She's hanging out there in the rain that isn't moving. We wished for the sanctuary to have a sage. So there he is. He's just hanging out in the sanctuary. Yeah, you remember that. A lot of these stories that we've wished for might not make sense to you. Like I said, this was kind of a showcase of what can be done with the technology, like that flying goose duck there. Also some examples of palaces that they might have included if they were to you know, expand the game more, which they actually added in by popular fan demand in the end, in that that extra downloadable content that I was speaking of. Here's the bully, and he's got himself a friend up here. We never actually met that guy. Like I said, you meet him in the bonus. Here's our uncle. Oh, look at that. He didn't die. Awesome. In fact, we're going to learn some sword techniques. Hell yeah. If you were so inclined, you could head on over to Zora's Waterfall and buy some flippers. Once again, downloadable content only. I guess, you know what I think this game is? It's basically an advertisement for you to get the downloadable content, because they're showing you all this stuff at the end. And like, here's what you could have if only you paid $29.99. Syrup and the assistant, which we find out later is named Maple in later games. Oh, I remember these guys. Once again, downloadable content. One big fat advertisement. Alright, this kid that's playing the flute, that's where the ocarina comes from in Minish Cap. It's kind of the same idea in this game. In the downloadable content, in the bonus version of the game, you can actually use the ocarina or the flute or whatever they call it here to call the bird to transport you from place to place. Much like in Minish Cap. So, there's where that comes from. How do those guys lift those hammers? I don't understand! Once again, more showcasing. One thing that is strange is that it seems to be raining all over the place, and I don't know what that's about. Every time it shows a scene from down in the town or something, you know, that's not up here in the mountains, we have this rain that doesn't even move. It's like it's frozen in space or something. I don't know, I would say that's a programming error. Maybe they intended for it to do that. Perhaps Ralph wished for steady rain that would never go away. There's a thief hanging out in the woods. He seems pretty ticked off. I'd be ticked off too if I had to live in a place as foggy as that. Also, we're laying the Master Sword to rest. I guess the Master Sword is the sword that our uncle gave us. I don't know, it's never really explained in the game how you get the Master Sword. So, there it is. In the downloadable content, they actually add this whole big old extra quest in to find the Master Sword out up there in the Lost Woods, but, like I said, it wasn't really included in the original game. I have no idea why. Alright, so for the credits, we are treated to this kind of, you know, another display of the raw processing power of the Super Nintendo Entertainment System with this beautifully rendered 3D Triforce rotating around. Once again, we still have this frozen rain. I don't know, it's just kind of stuck there. Who am I to judge? Well, as you guys can see, you can understand why I didn't make this a full LP, because a thread could not have stand. I would have had to chop this video up into at least 6 parts to make it full length for an LP, so it would have been like 3 minutes per video. And I don't know, the last like 4 videos would be credits, so I don't know. Much like Link's Awakening, however, the credits seem to be kind of not right. I don't know. I don't think this rain's supposed to be here. It's like glitching out. I don't know what could have caused that. Probably a programmer error. Anyway, it's kind of weird to me that they spent so much time on the credits. It's actually the credits, you know, if you don't die, it actually takes longer to watch the credits than it does to actually play the game. It's very strange indeed. So, I apologize if you were expecting more Minish Cap, but I hope this, you know, helps you fill the gap, kind of as a bonus thing. Just know that more's on the way. Koji Kondo. That guy made some great music, by the way. All the music in this game is good. The original game, obviously, the one that I played, only has a few tracks, but they composed a whole myriad of tracks for the expanded edition that they released later. So if you're, if you're so inclined, you can check that out. It just takes a lot longer to beat the game. And they actually edited out that whole underground sequence to escape from the castle. I guess it's because they wanted to force you to play the extra content. You know how they do that sometimes. Thank you, Nobuo Okajima. I'm so grateful for your work. Shigeki Yamashiro, I'm pretty sure he's responsible for the glitched out credits. I'm gonna blame him, just because I got no other person to blame. Anyway, we're gonna see some stats, some quest history, how many games we played in each thing. More than one means that you died somewhere. So actually, as you can see, we didn't die anywhere at all, which is pretty good. All these levels, they put this in the credits, and I don't know why they put it in the credits, because it wasn't in the original game. It's almost as if they knew ahead of time what they were going to be releasing with the extra content. So you can see we finished Ganis Tower. That was where the Triforce was hanging out. So there we only played one game. So, no deaths. It's a very professional run, as you can see. Alright guys, well that's going to be about it. I want to thank you for joining me for Let's Play The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. I hope you enjoyed it. See you guys next time. Later.